Bordeaux is a 20 victory point. I think if we take Bordeaux, it's game over. Maybe even when we take Brest. Yeah, possibly. Now, here's a question. Do they have the same surrender penalties that we do? They have Maginot Line, they have equipment shipments to Spain. Do I still have that? Must do, yes. But no, they do not have the disjointed government. Interesting. Okay, our assault here is finally winning. De Gaulle has done his job. I mean, this is also giving us a ton of army experience, so we can reform our units after this. You can weaken the heck out of the Germans to the spy system. That I know from the Dev Diary. Mohammed, thank you very much for the host. Appreciate that. Do you need to undo the decisions you did for Spain, or is that automatic? I had to undo them. Which is why I have stability at all. Oh, devaluing the franc reduced stability. Oh, temporarily. Right, okay, that's fine. How long do I have that one for? 39, January 39. Okay. And we're about to finish the focus. Boom. Brest has fallen. They are on 100% capitulation. I'm going to halt the attack on the south, so we're not wasting any more lives. And there it is. France has taken 7 states. The French Commune have been annexed. 6,000 equipment seized. On the day that we developed the metropole. So now it's going to be time to start investing in metropolitan France. Let's get these building slots up and running. Le Métropole should always come first. We can start by improving our infrastructure to create jobs and enable faster troop deployment. We are also going to be extremely low on troop numbers now. Because we did not get the surrendered soldiers back. We did get the navies back, though. And possibly aircraft? We didn't get new wings. Alright, let's get these guys organised again. This time I think I'm going to put the tanks just straight up on the Belgian border. Something like so. So that we can actually have them developing planning preparation. That was something that we were missing during that conflict. We're going to... Oh, we lost 2 of the Alpine units. That's a blow. That's a big blow, actually. We're going to send these back. To Africa. Except I feel like one of those too many. The Alpine force is looking shaky. Hopefully we can get that reinforced in time.
Gardez vos rangs. Écoutez.
And we will have to upgrade this army when we have the ability to do so. Anyway, we have got some factories back again. Correction, we've got a factory back again. We also need to do some repairs. Oh, blimey, yeah we do. That was probably the submarines that we half sank. It's time to build some modern fighters. We are producing a lot of guns. War support's at 23. Are we getting the ticking penalty to, yeah, demobilization? So 119 days. I'm hoping in that time that Germany pisses someone off. The other thing we're going to do now is form our own intelligence agency. Looks like instead of sending you La Resistance, Paradox sent you La Revolution. Quite possibly. Speaking of Hitler, can you attempt an assassination with the new content? No, I don't think so. So, create the agency. The Deuxième Bureau. What should we call it? Like, I was having great fun playing as the UK. I was calling my agency Mordred Intelligence 18. Rather than Military Intelligence 6. Because Mordred obviously has 18 intelligence. Bureau Syndronic, says Syndron. Uh-huh. The Pink Panther. Oh, I quite like that. Tintin. Tintin was Belgian, not French. Café au Nez. Okay, I like that as well. You might be smart, but you can still fumble your rolls, Mordred. Bureau modeling. Mordred 18 because instead of MI6 you're 3 times more intelligent. Absolutely. Inspector Clouseau. Le Mordred. Yeah, can we stop with the surrender jokes? They're not funny. Le Gang de Lyonnais. Huzzah! Pink Panther in French. Pink Panther. I'm not actually sure. Right, let's go do a poll, because we've been going for a whole half an hour and we haven't had a poll yet. What's going on? Oops, that's not a poll. That's a poll. New poll. What's this? This is the spy agency name? Question mark. Pink Panther. Café au Nez. The French connection. I quite like that. Le Panther Rose, the Pink Panther in French. Thank you, Syndron. I think I'll keep it English, though. Directorate for External Security. Direction Générale. Générale, not General. General is German. De la Sécurité Extérieure. I'm guessing that's the real French one. Perfidious French. We're not Perfidious Albion. Okay, I think these are the 3 that I like. Pink Panther, Café René, and the French Connection. They're all quite strong. And Rednecks, thank you very much for the 12-month resubscription. Thank you very, very much for the ongoing support, and congratulations on earning your wings. That's awesome, thank you. Voted. You can't have voted, Chandelord. The vote's not up yet. The Assembly of Public Safety, it was the name of Robespierre Gestapo. We are one of the French republics, aren't we? Nah, I'm going to go with these 3. I like these 3. So there is the poll. It should be at the top of chat. If you're on mobile, then make sure you have the latest version of the app and you'll be able to vote. It's now all included. So, yeah, vote. Vote, vote, vote. Get your votes in. Why is it that sometimes subscriptions come through in my notifications and sometimes they just don't? What's going on? I wonder how many actually know what Café René is. For those of you who don't know, there is a fantastic British comedy called Allo Allo, and it's all about the French resistance. And if you notice in the loading screen for La Resistance on the right hand side, there is in fact Café René. So I am happy to see that Paradox has some class. And because I always have to explain what good moaning is. It's not them butchering, speaking badly. It's the guy who says good moaning, Officer Crabtree, is a British spy in France. And basically everyone who speaks normal English is actually speaking French, and those who speak bad English are actually speaking bad French, like the British spy. And then you have the captured British airman, like, hey, hello, yes, speaking like this. Just stereotypes. Alright, vote is almost over. In last place, we have the French Connection. In second place, we have the Pink Panther. However, coming in first place, we have got Café Ornay. Oh, I love this. This is good. Whoops, why is that not typing? Café Ornay. And then we need to choose our icon. This one is specific to the French. That one I know is generic. That one I know is generic. Looks like the Scout logo. I know it's a fleur-de-lis, but still. Café Ornay, the bastion of France. There we go, we're going to go with this. Okay. So, we have got our intelligence agency being formed. Takes 5 civilian factories for 30 days. So our production is going to be slowed for some time. But that's okay. Meanwhile, we are going to build, or rather queue up, a couple more military factories. Another change which this makes is when you queue up new stuff, as you will notice, it gets added above the repairs, so you don't have to keep going to the bottom and then scrolling them up or manually. Which is quite a nice change, I like it. We'll just set up the ones in Picardy. This is fine. Is it a military intelligence agency or a civil one? Military. And our stability is back up to 55%. See, we were fine. Oh, we're getting resistance. We are. I see, because we don't have enough equipment for the garrisons. Well, that should fix itself. Let's go and just set garrison priority top, so they get all of the equipment that they need. I think the problem here is that those areas were possibly controlled by the communists. Yeah, see, this is ticking up already. And that should be reducing resistance accordingly. Well, it'll probably take some time to tick down. We're currently on local autonomy. Is that going to be affecting things? I don't understand what the resistance target thing means. I think we might go back to civilian oversight. Ooh, and that's also destroyed our compliance. Eek, okay. The Civil War has actually been really bad for us. Wait, British Raj. We must have a... Yeah, here we go. It's this. We have one state over in India. Alright, armies have moved back again. I'm gonna have to sort out the navies again. Curses. What are you? You are heavy ships. You are in Brittany. You are probably the rest of that fleet. Yes, I think so. You are submarines. You should be in the submarine fleet. Let's move them manually. Oh, bloody hell. 0 strength. How did you survive? This is the Mediterranean fleet. I know that. Because the Mediterranean fleet had the carrier. And you are submarines, which we'll reassign to the submarine fleet. Oh, that was just saying it would disband. Okay. Oh no, it won't. And this is a bunch of light cruisers. Now, is one of these the mine layer? No. Then we have 2 destroyers, which will stick over there. We'll split you up. That's not the recon fleet, that's a sub-fleet. Let's put the recons in there. And then shift these submarines. Say that unit. Oh! It's because all of these are messed up. Son of a bitch. Gonna have to reform the fleet, I think. What? Civil wars destabilizing colonial empires? Say it ain't so. Yeah, that compliance is a big freaking hit. That Civil War. Like, this is probably going to be the most lasting impact of the Civil War. Because we have lost, for example, the recruitable population in some places. Central African Republic, Chad, China. We've lost it in all of these places. That's irritating. Let's sort this by compliance. So Guadeloupe is the one who stayed loyal. Thank you, Guadeloupe. Whereas on the other end, we've got Togo, Laos, Mali, China, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal. Yeah. Big hit. Big hit. Okay, so we've just finished researching the heavy tank. I don't think I want to bother with the tank destroyer. What other technologies are 38s? You know what? We're going to research scout planes, just so we have them. They're new. Let's try them out. The whole navy and equipment flipping at the end of the Civil War was designed to prevent exploitation by people organising coups, not to win, but to reduce enemy strength. Yeah, that makes sense. One of the reasons that coups are often banned in multiplayer. Although there is a lot more to organising a coup now than just pressing a button. Coups are part of espionage. They are kinda hard to do. And you can defend against them, unlike previously. And yeah, armoured cars are a thing, but armoured cars are mostly a tool for suppression. I don't really need them. I did actually research armoured cars as Britain in my UK game and then just never used them. I had like 2,000 just sitting in my stockpile. So yes, armoured cars are a thing, but they're mostly going to be if you've conquered territories. So they're going to be a big deal for Germany, they're going to be a big deal for Italy, but the reactionary nations, not so much. And I use reactionary in the sense of you are reacting to other problems. Part of the reason I'm so annoyed is because I had both of my strike fleets at the top. It was just nicely organised. This is one thing which I will say, is I really wish you could move fleets around down here in the same way that you can move generals around. That would be so helpful. Unfortunately, these seem to be locked. I'd like to reorganise them. They're a cheap way to add hardness to your motorised divisions. True, but I don't add that much hardness, I don't think. At least the early levels. Oh, 65%. Okay, fair enough, they do. I can't remember offhand. Let's just do a division to Vassina. New division, just so we can compare. So if we decided to add armoured cars, they add 10 organisation, whereas motorised adds 60. So armoured cars are basically super light tanks. They have the same impact on organisation as tanks do. At which point you probably just want to use tanks. What's the production cost difference? An early armoured car costs 4 production. An early light tank of the same era costs 9. So light tanks are about twice as expensive. 36 breakthrough, 80 defense, 16 soft attack, 12 speed, 12 breakthrough, 6 soft attacks. They have significantly less soft attack. They do have very good breakthrough, though. So yeah, you could use them in motorized divisions as super light tanks, but they are slower. They're also stupid fast, not faster than motorized. No, they're not. They're slower. Motorized move at 12 kilometers per hour. They move at 9. Light tanks move at 12. Armoured cars use a lot less fuel. That could be possible. Fuel usage 0.8. Fuel usage 2.4. Yes, they are a lot lighter in fuel usage. Even considering they're about half the price of a light tank, they do use less than half the fuel. When does the level 3 armoured truck come in? 42. Yeah, these are 1936, so comparing them to the 36 light tank I think is fair. The other thing that armoured cars might have is they may be less affected by terrain. Movement, forest slowed, mountains only by 10%. No slowing in urban. So they're okay at defending in urban. 50%, 20% in marshes. They're 15% faster in deserts. 20% slower in rivers. The fact that they're that much quicker in deserts is interesting. Whereas the light tank... I can't see the speeds. Forest is 40. Light tanks are faster in mountains. Armoured cars are better in urban. They're about the same in jungles. Light tanks are better in marshes. And yeah, there are no movement bonuses in desert. So yes, armoured cars are probably better in deserts. And Sindrin sent me some bits. How do you sink a submarine full of blonde Germans? Knock on their hatch. Why can't submarine crews laugh at puns? They can't fathom the jokes. That's a good one. What do you call a dog in a submarine? A subwoofer. How well does Admiral Donuts do in golf? His score is subpar. Those were terrible. I like the Fathom one though. The Fathom one was good. Alright, I'm going to just reform the navy here. And I think what I might end up doing is just bringing everyone together again. Which is going to use up my fuel supplies. Speaking of fuel supplies, I need to cancel my imports. Don't need them anymore. Thanks, guys. Meanwhile, production of new troops continues apace. We may as well speed this up. Hey, Lozman. Has the US gotten anything interesting? No. Why did I have a civil war? Because I let my stability fall too low. I took a gamble to try and help the Republicans, and it badly backfired. So now I ain't helping them anymore. The United Kingdom wants to limit naval rearmament. Our recent efforts to build a larger fleet have propelled us among the ranks of the major naval powers. The United Kingdom clearly feels threatened by our expanded fleet and sent a delegation to the capital to negotiate a mutual arms limitation treaty. The treaty would be modelled on the Second London Naval Treaty and restrict the size of our capital ships, as well as limit our overall fleet size and capital ships to not exceed the fleet of the United Kingdom. These terms are acceptable. Or, you will not limit our ambitions! No, this is fine. Let's group you together. Alright, so all of that work that I did to try to prepare my fleet off-screen has just completely backfired. Annoying. Split off the submarines. Recon for the moment. We're going to split off the destroyers. Huzzah! The light cruisers. So we have 13 capital ships. We're going to split you in half. And we're going to switch these two around. Oops, that did not work. And split you in half. I want the Pride of the Fleet and the Carrier in the same fleet. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. So this is going to be the Mediterranean fleet. And then this is going to be the Channel fleet. So this is now the Channel. And then this one's going to be the Mediterranean. I'll colour them both orange, because why not? Okay. Then we need 24 destroyers. Specifically of this type. And we need to do the same here. Except this one gets 28, because there's several more. And yes, I know the capital ship screen ratio has changed. I just want to see that in-game first of all. So there we go, destroyers are automatically assigned. And we do have a couple spares, which is good. Then let's do the cruisers next. We can form a new fleet. And this is going to be the recon fleet. One of these cruisers I thought was a mine layer. You're a mine layer, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Whoops. Damn it. Trying to put you in here. There we go. I'm going to split you. Go with 3 cruisers. 3 cruisers. And 2 cruisers. That's fine. Or we could just go with 2 sets of 4. Where am I going to be patrolling? I think English Channel, Bay of Biscay, and the Western Mediterranean. There's no way I'm going here because we'll be fighting the Italians. I don't have the strength to do that. What is the new capital ship screening ratio? Apparently it's 3-to-1, but I have not had a chance to verify that yet. Right, you are going to be a mine layer, so we'll set you to do that. And there should be a couple of mine-laying submarines. I think it was the Sapphire class? Yes, it was. So any Sapphires, let's put you in a new fleet, stick you in there. And then these are just the regular old submarines. Which I'm just going to leave here in Brittany for the time being. Am I? No, I'm just going to shift them all down here. I'm going to shift the Mediterranean fleet down here. And one of the recons. Alright. And then once the submarines have arrived, I'll start refitting them again. Because that process never finished.